Hi, I'm Gary White for Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with Lizzie Spalding at the Marion County Extension Office. And today we're going to make a baked fruit dish, right?
Yes, baked fruit. And it is the, for those of you who have the nutrition education calendars at home, this is the October recipe. I actually have not made it yet, but I was looking for a recipe, and Juanita had said that she made this earlier this week, and it was really good. So I was like, well, we'll give that a try.
Great. We'll try it and see what happens.
Yes, it's starting to get colder outside. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very cold.
Exactly. But then it's going to get warm again.
Days,
so it's okay.
But we're already, if you're like me, we're already starting to think about those warmer dishes.
Right,
Soups
exactly.
and stews, hearty.
But still healthy.
Yes, but still healthy. And this is something warm that's still healthy. Very minimal ingredients.
Even better.
Yes, that is definitely even better. And these are typically things that you're going to have on hand. We've got some brown sugar. Got some light brown sugar, some cinnamon, and then you're going to use, it calls for a tablespoon of margarine, but we didn't have margarine in the fridge. We did have butter, so we're using butter.
Okay.
Use what you have on hand. It's only a tablespoon, so it's not like it's going to add a ton more fat to your dish.
Right.
And then you're going to use 4 cups of fruit. You can use fresh or canned. We're going to use fresh fruit today. And I am using strawberries because I had those left over from a program I did yesterday. They were already in the fridge.
Okay.
Had them on hand. And then I went and got some apples because that's something that's in season now. They're cheaper. That's the cheaper of the fruit at the grocery store.
So it's healthy and less expensive today.
Right.
That's a good idea.
It cost me 93 cents for our apples. So.
Wow, fantastic.
Right. So that's
bargain shopper.
Right, because the rest of this I already had.
Okay.
But strawberries are actually not a bad price right now either. Just kind of depends on what you like, what you are willing to pay for, and if you want to use fresh or canned, which you can use canned for this recipe if you choose to do so.
Okay.
But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting up our fruit. We need 4 cups. I'm going to use 2 cups of strawberries and 2 cups of apples. Both of these have already been rinsed. I'm just going to start slicing those up. Yes, and I'm not going to cut them up, and just going to slice them so they'll be pretty in our dish. You know how we are about making things look pretty.
That's right. Presentation is important.
It is important.
And we don't eat the green tops of the strawberries, right?
No, we do not.
Can you?
I don't think that it would probably hurt you if you did, but I don't think it would taste very good.
Yeah, I've never had I don't know that I've ever had the green top off the strawberry. It's a nice handle when you're eating them to hold on to that.
Especially for kids.
Yeah, that's true. But this dish you can customize, so you're doing it with the with the fruits that you have on hand or are in season or what have you. But you can really make this dish kind of with anything, right? You
can make it with whatever you wanted to use. Like I said, the strawberries I had left over, so I thought, well, that's a good way to use those, especially because strawberries I think are good in both warm and cold dishes. But and then the apples, I thought, well, that's something that's in season, so let me use those. But I know that whenever Juanita had made this dish, she actually used blueberries. She had some fresh blueberries that someone had frozen. So she used some blueberries and some pineapple. And she had something else in here. I can't recall the other thing that she used, but she used a whole different array of fruit than what I'm using. So we've got our
and pineapples.
1 cup there.
Strawberries.
And depending on what fruit you use, it's going to give the dish a completely different flavor because you know our fruits are so different.
And color.
And color, that's right.
Yeah, so it's a very red dish, but you can, with the blueberries and the pineapples and stuff, they would be kind of different variety there, so that's interesting.
And you need 4 cups, so you could use 4 different kinds of fruit. You could use 4 cups of the same fruit. Really.
Whatever you like.
Customize it. Do whatever you like.
Absolutely. What's your favorite fruit?
Oh, I like lots of fruit. I really like strawberries. I like cherries a lot.
Do you like cherries? What's your favorite cherry? Do you like all cherries, or do you have a particular type of cherry that you prefer?
No, I like all. That's a dish that I like. We used to have a cherry tree whenever I was younger, and we would go out and pick the cherries off of it. So I guess that's kind of nostalgic for me. I guess that's why I like it. like those a little bit better. Those
Uh-huh.
sour cherries off the tree.
Huh. See, I'm not a big cherry fan.
But really, I like grapes, oranges, pineapple, kiwi. I like all fruit,
You like them all?
except for pears. I don't like pears. They get left out. It's the only fruit I don't like.
Do you like nectarines?
Yes.
So we had a pear tree when I was growing up, but I don't really like pears though either.
I like
We also had a
pears.
plum tree. I don't like plums. But and we had an apple tree, but that got cut down.
It's really
I like
convenient
apples.
whenever you have those fruit
I
trees
know,
outside,
exactly.
though.
We had a grape arbor or whatever too,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom used to make jelly out of the grapes. We'd have to pick the grapes, and then she'd can jelly out of that.
Jelly is something good to cook with kids because it's not that complex of a thing to make. It's a good activity to do.
But yes, then you get some fresh stuff when you have it.
Okay, so we've got our second cup of strawberries. I'm just gonna put those around in there, our bag. And then I'm gonna chop up some apples here.
Now, apples, I like apples a lot.
And I got some red apples, but you wouldn't have had to have used red apples. You could use green or yellow, whatever you prefer.
But these were the ones that were less expensive.
These were the ones that were less expensive. Gary knows how I operate.
Or bargain shopper.
Bargain shopper.
And so we're mixing 4 cups of whatever vegetable, or vegetable, I keep saying
You keep
vegetable.
saying- Gary wants to
Whatever
make a
fruit.
vegetable
I know.
dish today.
I'm thinking, well, you know, baked vegetables, it's baked fruit, which is kind of
Right.
different. I guess it's not different.
Well,
but
and there are several fall dishes that you make. I mean, you know, we've got, you know, apple and sweet potato recipes. So there are those baked dishes like that.
That's true. That's true. Baked apples.
Baked
It's
apples.
very fall.
It is. That's why I thought I
Something.
would use the apples with this because that is very fall. But like I said, you can mix it up and use whatever you like. And then if you're, since this is minimal ingredients, a lot of people have butter or margarine on hand. You've got cinnamon in your pantry or on your spice rack, and a lot of people keep brown sugar. So the only ingredient really that you have to think about is the fruit. And if you keep canned fruit like I do at home, you know, fresh I like better, but if you wanted to make this, if you were going somewhere and wanted something quick and easy, could look and see what kind of canned fruit you had and drain it and put it in here.
And canned fruit's just as good for you as fresh, right?
Fresh is always the best to get the most nutrients, but canned fruit is better than no fruit because, you know, we need fruit in our diets.
You need something
Get a lot of good,
healthy.
yes. And also, you could peel your apple if you wanted. I'm leaving the peel on there because it's the
Nutrients in there.
Yes, the nutrients, most nutritious part of the apple. Get some fiber from that.
My mom telling me that. It's the most nutritious part. I like it too.
I don't mind the peel, and especially if you're going to bake it, that peel is going to get soft. So you're not really going to have to worry about chewing that up too much.
Now I know when you cut up an apple, often you have to worry about the coloring turning yellow.
Right.
But I don't see you're not worrying about that for this, right? Because you're going to be cooking
Right,
it,
because we're going to be
baking it.
cooking it.
So it's not something you have to worry about all the time. Because it's also going to be mixed up with brown sugar. They won't know whether it's the brown sugar that made it that color or if...
They won't know if
They
that's
won't know.
brown or what else.
Just put it in there. They'll like it.
Okay, so we've got that in there. We've got our 4 cups. I've got one little section left on this apple, so what do you think I'm going to do, Gary?
We don't want to waste it.
I'm going to cut it up
So
and I'm
let's
going to use it because I
That's right.
guarantee that's what you all would do at home. You're not going to throw away that last little bit of apple, or you could eat it.
Well, that's true.
I've got clean hands, so I'm not going to do that. We need to keep clean hands while we cook. You could save it for when you're done cooking and then eat it.
But then it would turn yellow.
It would still be good
See?
though, even when it's yellow. Still be good. So we've got our fruit in there. Looks good already to me. I would eat
Yum,
it just
yum.
like that.
See? Just like that.
And we've got red strawberries and the red and the white on the apples, but it still is very colorful, I
Absolutely.
believe. Okay, and what we're going to do is we need a tablespoon of margarine or butter. So I'm going to cut that off, a tablespoon. So not a whole lot. That's like I said, that's why I said if you've got butter, like I had butter, then, and I'm going to cut that up because we are going to just sprinkle that over our dish. So, you know, you want that to get all over. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So you want to try to cut that up a little bit and make sure it gets over all your fruit.
Spread that around.
Spread around the butter.
I love butter.
And you know, a lot of people do, but with the flavors of the fruit, you know, those juices are going to come cooking out of these. And also with the flavor and the cinnamon and the brown sugar, you don't need all that butter. That's why it's just a tablespoon of butter or margarine, because you don't need all that because of all the other flavors that are going to be coming out in that dish. Then you're going to combine your brown sugar and your cinnamon. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We are going to pack that brown sugar. Make sure we get all of that in there.
Sure you get it all.
Make sure, Gary knows he wants the sugar in there. Make sure you get it all.
So it can mix in with those nice juices from the
Yes.
fruit.
And then we're going to put in a tablespoon of cinnamon with that. Take the top off of this.
I have something flying through the air.
I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I don't know where that came from.
So we're combining our cinnamon and the brown
Our
sugar.
Cinnamon and brown sugar. I'm just going to...
There are dry ingredients, right?
Yes, we're going to mix that together a little bit to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of cinnamon and brown sugar on their bite of fruit.
Which is good. Now, how many people will this serve?
You're reading my mind. I was getting ready to go over that. This is an 8-serving dish, and that is with a 1/2 cup serving, so that's a pretty good portion size, and each serving only has 80 calories. So this is a good dessert choice because you're not going to get a whole lot of, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot of fat in it. Now, that's with the margarine. With the butter, it's going to have
A little more.
a little bit more than your 80 calories, but it still is going to be a lower fat dessert choice. And in the fall, whenever it is, you know, getting cool outside and the wind's blowing, this is going to be a good,
Yes,
warm,
nice warm thing.
dish. And we're just going to sprinkle this over our fruit here.
You can see it looking like it would be little crunchy elements. That's good.
And like there was not that much butter or margarine that you use, but there is quite a bit of cinnamon and brown sugar. So like I said, you don't need all of that because there's going to be a lot of flavor here.
Yeah, it looks good.
Smells wonderful. And then what you're going to do is you are going to, I've got our oven preheating on 325, and you're going to cook this for 30 minutes.
Okay.
So simple enough. You just have to cut up your fruit or drain your fruit if you're going to use canned. Put that in your dish, little butter, little cinnamon brown sugar, and pop it in the oven. So
30 minutes later, you're ready to warm up.
it is, and it's one dish. All I did was the cutting board, and not very many dishes to clean up, and I like that too.
That's right. And if you need to add a few more calories, you put ice cream on it.
Well, I was thinking, when I was making this, I thought, you know what I think sounds really good on that? If you had some like granola to top
that'd be
that
good
with,
too, yeah.
like a topping, and that would add a little more calories, but still not.
But it's some healthy
not too bad,
calories.
yeah. And then you're getting some grains in there with that, so a little something extra. The ice cream does sound good. Maybe a little bit of that if you could use the extra calories if you had some to spare for the day.
Exactly. But this is the baked fruit dish, and you can get a recipe from the extension offices here in Marion County or Washington County or Nelson County, and try it and experiment.
Yes, let us know how you like it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, it's been Gary White for Central Kentucky Television.